today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And not only is he blessed physically, this guy is the quintessential gym rat. Cannot get enough football. In fact, during his rookie season, when he was charged with being the guy who brought the food to the quarterback meetings early, and they would often start at 5 in the morning, he always beat everyone else to the building and was ready to go before the rest of the guys arrived.
Throwing on first is Wentz. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
Sacked by Josh Allen.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in Week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really doesn't.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
The ball carrier.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
Right. What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here's Geis. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jags have taken the early lead.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, That's team football. All right, when you get a 3-and-out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
First and 10 at their own 25.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3-and-out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. 15 carries, 59 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they're doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Come on, baby, we got to do our job. We got to do it.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Brought down by Nate Gary. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago. Really, it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, all came together. They evaluated it very well.
And now look at him go. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And that'll make the score 14-0.
For Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Here's Gurley now out of the gun. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Washington, nothing.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down.
Washington.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
10 at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch this.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
What's this?
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves it back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Check girls, check. Hey, empty. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
A gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Wentz. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
A gain of
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 9-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Fletcher Cox in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Pinheiro on for the field goal. A 28-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
14.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Jaguars back with it on offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Darby brought him down.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them and to make a play?
From
from the 31. Darnold, he'll buy some time right. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Josh Lambeau to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield, here's Wentz.
He'll drop this underneath to Gurley.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 42 yards.
And Washington able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes. That's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Jacksonville.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the run, now Darnold to throw. He's going to air one out, and that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Darnold from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. He was looking to go back to Cooks one more time. Third down here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
On the deep ball.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. We have hit halftime. Still 2. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go.
Washington 10.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. Ryan Switzer on the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 36, Darnold. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
And that's why you spend a 1st-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
47 is the mark. 47 is the mark.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Holding offense.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They stay on the ground. Geis again. He finds an opening past the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Here's Darnold. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 36.
First down, Jaguars.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Throwing on second and long. Darnold. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 42 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Extra bulk up front for second and inches. 3 tight ends. On the ground, Geis. And he'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
First possession of the second half now for Washington. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
At the 32-yard line.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And he finds McLaurin. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
That's good.
It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Try to do better. Come on, QB, come on.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. A very quick pass to Ridley. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
4 yards.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. He can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Josh Allen. Again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
At the 28-yard line.
Wentz now on first down. Caught by the tight end Ertz.
Wentz
A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
54 right there, 54 Mike.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz quickly into the hands of Robinson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
At the 15.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Into the red zone. Wentz on the crossing route, complete. That's Robinson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Now Wentz, I think this is going to be a free play. And this is caught for a touchdown. We'll check the flag, but it looked like a clear offsides, and it should stand.
Offside. Defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. 47 mic. 47 mic. Mic 47. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full street.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there.
Darnold's pass.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brandon Cooks.
49 yards. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Return. Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
The Washington offense back out there.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. Open man is Gordon, complete.
Josh.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz, he'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Again, it's Wentz. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Jags, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.